Hi everyone, this is Wendy and I am beaming, right? Yes, I am bringing good energy, good information, and fun to you guys. I'm excited to build new friendships and to just learn and teach, right? And the first thing we're about to learn is credit. It's necessary, man. It doesn't sound exciting, but it's necessary. Like, this is urgent, okay? Last week, my sister and I were talking through this app with our family, and she said, I want a house. Oh my goodness. She want a house. Nicole, you're gonna get your house. Like, I was so excited. I closed my eyes and I could just see her house. I could see my nieces and I could see all of us in the house just celebrating. I got you, sis. I got you. So basically, what we're going to talk about is credit, why it's important. We're going to talk about three things. We're just going to get straight to the point. We're going to talk about how to pull your credit, what's important, and then we're going to talk about disputes, what to look for, and then after we talk about the disputes, we're going to talk about rebuilding, right? Rebuilding the credit. You got to rebuild, man. And I love rebuilding anything, man. You can do anything, you can be anything. You can have the things that you want. You can have the house, the car, you can have the business that you want. But in the world that we live in, you have to have credit. And even if you want a job or move into an apartment, they're going to pull your credit score. You can check your TransUnion, your Experian, you can check your Equifax, check all three of those credit bureaus, check all the information, like get it. Get the information, print it out. Print it out, highlight some things, find out what's wrong, find out what's on there. We want you guys to be excited and on fire to get the house, to get the car, to get the apartment, whatever you want, to get the business line of credit. You got to start somewhere. All right, first thing is first. It's a free website. It's provided by the government, I believe. So you can just, by law, they have to be able to provide it for you anyway. So just go on there and fill out the information. It's going to ask you some questions about accounts you had in the past and stuff like that, just to verify your identity. And then you'll be able to look at all three. You get to look at all three credit reports: your TransUnion, Experian, and your Equifax. It's important because every single person has one. You have a credit score, and you need to go on annualcreditreport.com, fill out the information. It's all free. You get to look at all three. All three, don't just look at one, because it'll take you through each one. It'll take you through TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So you want to make sure that you look through each one, because some may have an account that the other one doesn't have an account. So certain companies only choose to report to maybe Experian or maybe TransUnion. So that's why it's very important to pull all three. So that's the first thing. First things first, pull your credit report, print it out. Print it out. Take a good look at it. You need to look at all your information, your address, your phone numbers, the account numbers, the dates these accounts were open. You need to make sure this is you. You need to make sure you did these things, and you need to make sure all the information is correct. I would get a highlighter or a pen or something, because you want to highlight all the accounts. Highlight everyone that's pulled up anything on your credit. The inquiries are important, your past addresses. Since you've pulled your credit report and highlighted like everything that you see wrong, read through everything, you've highlighted it. Now you want to take the letter and you want to write one for each of the accounts you find something wrong with. You want to say, hey, this is me. I'm contacting, you as a credit bureau. This information is not accurate. It's not right. There's something on here that's wrong. My name is Wendy, and this says Wendy with a I. My name is Wendy with an E. This account does not belong to me, right? Things like that. Or whose address is this? Why is this on my credit report? I never lived at this address. Please contact the person who put this on my credit report and tell them to provide proof. Can you provide proof that I lived at this address? Oh, and here's a copy of my ID because this is not me. I'm Wendy with an E, right? You do you want to dispute, right? You want to make sure that you have everything you highlighted. Attach a copy of that with the letter. Show them. Say, hey, I highlighted right here. This is wrong. I highlighted right here. I didn't have this account during these dates. Make these companies send you information, send the credit bureaus information to prove that these accounts belong to you. Don't negotiate with your collectors or with people that you don't even know. Don't talk to those people. I've watched many YouTube videos. I've read a lot. I was really excited about this topic again because my sister, she wants that house. I want it for her. I want my family. I want my friends. I want you to have every single thing that you want and you deserve. And it's really easy. Just pull that credit report. It's only going to take you a day. Go ahead and get it done. Don't you want nice things? Don't you want to move into that apartment without being concerned or worried that you're not going to get approved? Don't you want to ride around in a car, with a warranty? You may want to improve your life in different ways, and credit exists. So you have to know how to deal with it. You have to know how to dispute it, how to look at it and understand it. And not all of us were taught that, right? No, but we're learning. And the last thing that we're going to learn is rebuilding. I love to rebuild. I'm excited about it. Your collectors, they're not your friends, they are companies, okay? So it's up to you to be responsible. It's up to you to decide if you want to get a credit card. It's up to you to decide if you want to get a bank loan. It's up to you to decide how you want to rebuild your credit. But the most important thing is that you build it. It's important, it's necessary. Okay, we are about to rebuild. You're going to be able to rebuild your credit, and there is more than one way. The first obvious way is a credit card. You can get it unsecured or you can get a secured credit card. It's pretty much up to you because on one side you could put your own money up and I guess have your own credit limit, which I guess that's good if you have the money to do that. Then the other side is like you can get one where they have the money, but the most important thing with the credit card is, right, you want to pay it when the bill is due and you don't want to spend too much, you don't want to exceed your limit, right? So that's like the first part. You can look up more information about secured or unsecured credit cards. I really don't want to give advice about credit cards because it's something you want to make that choice, right? But that's an option to rebuild. I've done it before. I used a credit card to rebuild mine, and I was very responsible at first. So basically, I got the credit card. The limit was like $300. I used it for food, gas, paid it on time for like 6 months. Then I shredded the card. I read online that it's good to shred the credit card once you've used it a little bit. So I shredded the credit card, and then after a year, they offered me a higher limit, and my credit score had boosted a lot. Another way you could choose is just to go to your bank. Just ask for a loan. Make sure the interest is low, because the interest is the amount that they're going to charge you over the amount of the loan. So if you take out a loan for $1,000 and then you got a 10% interest, then you need to understand that you got to pay them $1,000 plus 10 more percent. So that's the trick with interest, and credit cards have interest too. So you can choose to get a bank loan, a small one. I would recommend like $500 to $1,000 because you're only rebuilding. Like you don't have to go all in, right? Like you don't have to ask for a $10,000 limit because like what if they give it to you? Then the chances are if you're not financially like, I don't know, if you're not in a good position, then you're gonna mess it up, okay? And we don't want you to mess it up. It's all about rebuilding. Like we want to get this, we want to get it on the right page. So another thing about rebuilding is there's something with credit card companies called an authorized user. I've never done this myself, but you can ask to be on someone else's card. Like if they have a credit card, they've been paying on it for a few years, they're doing really good, then you can ask to be a user on their card. I don't know, it depends on your relationship with the person, the authorized user. Then you have to read all the information to make sure that's something you want to do. So I think that's good enough, right? Like 3 ways to rebuild. You can get a credit card, you can go to the bank and get a loan, or you can like be an authorized user on someone's account. I don't think you should co-sign or anything like that. Co-signing is different from being an authorized user. And if you have a strong relationship with someone, or if it's someone in your family, then that's your choice to help them rebuild their credit. But there's so much information out there. You can learn anything that you want really fast, and you can make the right decision for yourself and how you want to rebuild your credit. Rebuild your credit. Go pull your credit score. Make sure you dispute the information that is wrong on your credit report. Make sure you highlight those things on your credit report. Okay? Your score, it will improve. Like once you file disputes and some of that stuff gets taken off your credit, you'll start to see your credit score just get a little bit better. But what's going to make it even better is rebuilding. And the way to rebuild is to kind of get out there and maybe get a credit card, whether it's a non-secured credit card or a secured credit card. One of them, you're going to have to put your own money and then spend your own money, and make sure you pay your credit card limit. Make sure you pay above that when it's due to make sure it's looking good. You want it to report to the credit bureau. You want a good flow. You want everything to be really, really good. You want it to be good. You want to pay it on time, because we're trying to rebuild your credit really, really fast to get that house, get the car, to get that score up, to get the things that you need. So you want to go ahead and make sure you do that. And you can also get a small loan, like with a bank. If you bank, you can walk into your bank and say, hey, can I get a little $5,000? Well, not $5,000, maybe like a $500, maybe like a $500 loan at first, and then say, hey, I want to rebuild my credit, and they'll give you like a small loan. You pay it once a month, pay it on time. Make sure you're doing really good, because the whole thing about rebuilding is making sure that you're consistent. Like there's a system. You're paying it every month. You're looking really, really good. Everything's running smooth. What I personally did when I got my credit card, I had like a $300 limit. I used it to go to the gas station. Okay. And then I paid it when it was due each month. I paid the balance on there. And then I would go get something to eat. And then I'd pay the balance the following month. And then after 6 months, I shredded my credit card. I just shredded it up, because the only reason I got the card was to rebuild my credit. So once I shredded it, I just let it sit. The balance didn't go anywhere. It just stayed right where it was at. And then boom, I had rebuilt my credit. My credit score had raised like over 100 points. It was like really awesome, and it was less than a year balance. If you feel like an account is yours, of course you're going to pay it. Like if you feel, okay, I owe these people, you have every right to negotiate. But be responsible, do the right thing. And the last thing is rebuild. The whole thing about following this process, is it's a system. It's a system. You want to rebuild. You want to look good on paper. You want to look like you're a responsible person. You want to look like someone will just open up their business and say, hey, yeah, we want to work with you. You want to look like someone can say, hey, here's the keys to your new home. Here's the keys to your new car. And you have to look that way responsibly on paper. You can't just tell someone, yeah, I'm going to pay the bill. I'm going to do this on time. Nah, that's not going to work. Nah, it's not going to work, okay? I'm sure plenty of people have tried it, and it's just not going to cut it. You have to follow the system. I just want to thank you guys so much. I want to thank you for all the love, the support, the good energy. I've learned a lot through mistakes, but I can share that with you, right? That's the whole purpose. We make mistakes, but we're going to learn, we're going to get better, we're going to grow, we're going to get the things that we want in our lives. You can do anything.